I want you to think back to when you were a kid. You've somehow convinced a family member to take you to the store and buy a video game you've been desperately wanting. The moment it finally touches your hands, you immediately begin to excitedly analyze your copy, constantly absorbing yourself in the cover art and rereading the back of the box over and over again. Even the stuff at the bottom that doesn't make any sense. On the way home, you start to imagine yourself playing the game. That's not Steve or Master Chief or an assassin on the cover. That's you. And you're literally shaking from the excitement and anticipation of finally playing as soon as you get home. Now, when was the last time you did that? Not be excited, of course, but absorb yourself into the box art of a video game after physically buying it. If you're anything like me, it's probably been close to a decade, if not even longer. Not just because I haven't bought a physical copy in years, but because video game box art as we know it has been slowly going extinct, and the entire design philosophy behind it in general has completely changed, resulting in an absolutely bizarre phenomenon that once I point it out to you, you'll never be able to unsee it. But first, I know what you're thinking.
Dude, you're just blinded by nostalgia. Take off your rose-tinted glasses and look around.
Which to that I say, you're not wrong, but you're also not right. Because video game box art literally is not the same. And these lenses are actually tinted more of a blue-green if you look really... I think no game is a better example than Metal Gear Solid 3. Not only is it one of the most iconic, celebrated, and cinematic games ever made, even to this day, but it and most of the Metal Gear games had some incredible box art. Just look at that for a second and soak it in. You can't tell me that's not sick! At just a glance, it's cinematic as hell and perfectly encapsulates the soul of Metal Gear 3. Hell, it even has the piss filter. The alternate art is even better too. I know it's just characters against a white background, but there's a vibe here. The Naked Snake and the boss have a visible texture to them. You can literally feel the art just by looking at it. The plain background gives focus to the stylized characters, crossed with the petals or embers that streak across the box. Yoji Shinkawa's art is just so freakishly good. I mean, it's cinematic, and it's full of soul, and it's stylized, and it's literally all over my screen. Oh. Now, in contrast, is the box art of the modern remake, Metal Gear Solid Delta. There's no vibe or texture or cinematicness here. It's just a hyper-realistic snake with a dookie all over his face. What I'm trying to say is that it lacks soul, and that can be seen in the gameplay as well. Yeah, it looks, plays, sounds, and probably overall is better than the original, at least for modern standards, but there's something missing. Call it old school jank, the aforementioned piss filter, or the naive eyes of a kid playing a game they definitely shouldn't be playing. But the remake just doesn't hit the same, and I can infer that from the box art alone and confirm it with gameplay. You can do this with nearly every game too, good, bad, and otherwise. Take for instance the Skate series, which if you're my age is super nostalgic. The first two covers are an absolute masterclass in excellent box art design. Skate 1 is just a black and white photo of a skateboard with a gritty texture over it. Simple, clever, and perfect. Skate 2 did the impossible and somehow added a second skateboard. I mean, this stuff was freaking groundbreaking, dude. The box art perfectly encapsulates these games as the love letters to skate culture that they are. Skate 3, my overall personal favorite, switched things up by adding people. And a third skateboard. While it is, in my opinion, the weakest box art of the trilogy, there's still so much soul here, and the entire game itself reeks of it.
Here, you're gonna learn the basics, you're gonna get good, and if you don't, I'm gonna break your board! Coach Frank.
Skate 3 is iconic for a reason, but it was sadly the last one made. At least, until last year, when we got Skate, period. Notice the tiny little detail of how this isn't even box art, because this game is digital only. I mean, okay, I'll give that. The art looks cool, I guess. I like the colors, but it doesn't reek of Skate. There's no grit or texture or hell, even cleverness that the originals had. This is just digital key art with a Fortnite Spider-Verse-esque art style. This feels clean and corporate, and it perfectly encapsulates Skate, period. I'm not trying to be all new thing bad, old thing good, but this doesn't look, play, or feel like a love letter to skate culture. What this does feel like is a game made by executives that saw a bunch of popular trends 3 years ago and decided to mash them together with the power of stockholders, microtransactions, and lies. Just like Metal Gear Solid Delta, I can infer that from the box art and confirm it with gameplay. Now, this isn't the phenomenon I mentioned earlier. That'll come in a bit. Because this lack of sauce in a lot of modern box art is very important to recognize, as it not only shows the downfall I spoke of, but how insanely important box art is, and always has been. Over the decades that video games have been a thing, box art has gone through countless eras of design that each correlate directly to the games of said era. That sounds so much more complicated than it actually is. See, games in the 80s and 90s all had really detailed and wild box art. Asteroids for the Atari looks like a freaking movie poster or an anime still, while the game itself looks like pop rocks. Every game looked like this too. Developers didn't have Unreal Engine 5 with a shop full of stolen, unoptimized assets. They had pixels that came in like 8 colors. So to make up for that lack of graphics, box art became a primary focus. Bright colors, deep shading, detailed and action-packed scenes. The art grabbed your attention, got your imagination running, and turned those 8 pixels into a high-tech starship, a knight in shining armor, or Christopher Michael Pratt. It's honestly like super strange looking at box art from back then, because this doesn't look like video games. It's so outlandish to what I'm used to. But that all changed in the late 90s. With games becoming more advanced in graphics, gameplay, and storytelling, box art design noticeably shifted. Instead of highly detailed and deeply shaded stills that resemble comics or anime, we got characters, pictures, brands, sometimes even renders of the game. Video games didn't need to rely on the imagination of people via the box art anymore. Now they have the technology to actually show details and let the game work with the cover rather than be carried by it. Games of the 2000s really cemented this trend and created modern box art as we know it. The Halo, Half-Life 2, Kingdom Hearts, Sonic 06. Okay, maybe let's forget that last one. Even though box art no longer carried games, instead now complementing them, there's still care and soul put into these covers, just like the games themselves. Box art conveyed the soul of a game rather than explaining its essence, even if that box art is just a render of the main character or a farming. While this was groundbreaking at the time, it eventually became the usual, leading to the now infamous person standing trend that continues to this day. I mean, NakeyJakey made a video about that shit 10 years ago.
Games seem to like to follow one of 2 ways of advertising themselves. It's either a main character from the game, just standing there, you know, probably with a gun or doing something so badass, like looking at the ground.
This is pre-Yoga Ball and still more relevant than ever. God of War, Assassin's Creed, Mind's Eye. Fast forward to now, and box art isn't really talked about anymore. Used to, it was the first thing you'd see. It's what piqued your interest in the game. But now, in an era of YouTubers, social media, and online storefronts, the game itself is the first thing we see, which more often than not has hyper-realistic graphics. Box art has become secondary, maybe even tertiary to the games themselves. While it is nice that I can watch a video to not waste money on a shitty game with cool cover art, love you Game Ranks, I've noticed a phenomenon in box art and games themselves caused directly by the rise of graphical fidelity, digital storefronts, and most importantly, brand recognition, a phenomenon that is immediately noticeable once it's pointed out. Let's go ahead and bring back some box art from earlier, just so you can see what I'm talking about. Squire, bring me Metal Gear Solid Delta. Now let's make a quick change. Modernize the box a bit by turning it into key art, the thing you see on Steam and console dashboards. Tell me, what's the most noticeable thing here? The only thing. The face of Snake. All of the art is a close-up of him and his hyper-realistic pores on a blank background. No matter where you look, your attention is held on Snake, the very face of Metal Gear, rather than the batshit insane cinematic vibe that Metal Gear was and still is infamous for. The same applies to the graphics and gameplay. It's just realistic when I would much rather it be exciting, enthralling, and fun, like the original game. And not to say that this one is bad, it just doesn't have the same soul. Let's also go ahead and bring in Modern Warfare 3. The dog shit one, please. Again, what's the most noticeable? No matter where you look, it's Captain Price, the face of Modern Warfare as a brand. The focus of this game isn't on your blank character, the story, or the gameplay, it's brand recognition. It also reminds me of something else, something that also lacks substance. I just can't quite put my finger on it yet. How about one more modern game? Something better than this, please. Okay, Battlefield 6, decent game, awesome sound design. But what do you notice first? The bridge explosion that then leads your eyes to the onlooking soldiers aura farming, leading around to a bunch of stuff happening all over the art. It's not bad key art, but the whole thing is really wide and has something happening everywhere. It's attention grabbing no matter where you look, just like the others. It's the strangest thing, but you know what these remind me of? YouTube thumbnails. I know that sounds insane, but hear me out. YouTube thumbnails are single-handedly the most common graphic anyone sees in modern life. We all know what one looks like. Bright colors, high contrast, shit happening everywhere, recognizable faces or brands, even faces that are brands. As someone who's studied thumbnails and how to make them, that's all on purpose. Those things are proven to grab your attention and spark interaction. Thumbnails are designed to be brainworms, and almost every living person has interacted with ones like this, whether they know it or not, because it works. Taking a look at recent popular games and their key art, you see the exact same designs. Cyberpunk 2077. Bright yellow background with dark, high contrasting character in the middle. Some art even has Keanu Reeves, a recognizable face. Silent Hill 2 Remake, high contrast, iconic brand. Borderlands 4, brightly colored background, recognizable face / brand. Mind's Eye. Oh my god, please leave me alone. I could pull examples out of my ass over and over and over again. Box art has turned into thumbnails made to grab your attention rather than showcase the passion and soul of a game at a glance. I mean, remember when box art used to spark ideas and make us wonder, what happens in this? Stuff like Shadow of the Colossus, Okami, Devil May Cry, hell, Katamari Damacy. Now, box art is just, oh, I recognize those pores. There's no mystery or spark or intrigue. You don't need those things anymore when all you need is a recognizable IP. This thumbnailification of box art is everywhere too, especially in games that were clearly half-baked or forcefully rushed out. Like I said earlier, box art is now secondary to gameplay, graphics, and brands. It's not a focus anymore like it was when we were younger. It's literally designed to manipulate our way of thinking and the very way we perceive video games. It's a disgusting twist on how box art used to use the same philosophies, bright colors, deep shading, and high contrast to make up for a lack of graphics, now being used to make up for a lack of substance. There's absolutely nothing here. No soul, no passion. Like everything else around us, the life and color has been sucked out by vampires. Box art has become just another formula. Which only makes good art stand out and matter more than it ever has before. Despite the corporate formulas and statistical algorithms, great art proves time and time again that passion, care, and soul matter. In 2025, there were a ton of games released that didn't have great box or key art and weren't great in general, but were still massive. Until they weren't. No one's talking about Assassin's Creed Shadows anymore. I haven't heard anything about Metal Gear Solid Delta since it came out. This fucking game, again, get out of the video! These games, and many others, all followed overused formulas, except for the games of 2025 we're still talking about. Despite releasing only about 6 months ago, Dispatch is genuinely one of my favorite games ever, and the cover art is easily an all-timer of mine, up there with The Last of Us, Little Big Planet 2, and Gran Turismo 4. It's just so freaking clever. It's a rare case of key art not being lazy and actually modernizing box art in the way it should be. This game reeks of soul in every aspect, and we're still talking about it. Split Fiction is another perfect example. It's genuinely one of the most creative and groundbreaking co-op games ever, using the split screen itself as a gameplay mechanic. Are you kidding me? That's the coolest fucking thing I've ever seen. The cover art, while not earth-shattering, perfectly encapsulates the soul of the game, builds interest, and stands out amongst a sea of dog shit. And of course, you know I have to mention it, Claire Obscure Expedition 33. One of the most impactful and massive games as of recent, made by a collection of former corporate developers that were fed up with formulaic bullshit, and made what many people consider one of the greatest games ever. The box art looks like a Renaissance painting. It takes effort to look around, analyze, and absorb the details placed throughout it. It makes you ask, what happens in this? It isn't copy-paste, high-contrast, manipulative corporate slop. It's human passion and creativity, and people are still talking about this game, and will continue to for a very long time. Baldur's Gate 3, Kingdom Come Deliverance 1 and 2, Hades, Stardew Valley, Undertale, Okami, Skyrim, Balatro, Terraria, Little Big Planet, Shadow of the Colossus, Bloodborne, Half-Life! This is just a taste of games that not only reek of soul, creativity, and passion, but people are still talking about, whether they released last year or 22 years ago. And box art played and continues to play. No small part in that. Although we see less of it than we did as kids, box art definitely isn't going extinct. Because in an era where art and the artists behind it are being abused and forcefully replaced by generative AI algorithms that can't understand soul and suffering, promoted by executives that have no soul or concept of suffering, passion in art is more visible and effective than ever before in human history, even if that art is just for a plastic box of a silly little video game that might go on to change someone's life forever. I'm imSushyne, and if you enjoyed this video, you'd totally get a kick out of this one too. Oh, alright, can you tell I like video games? Oh, holy crap, dude, I think I need to go outside for once. Oh my god.